Midrovar, no meio de tantas brigas de facções, se pergunta se está fazendo aquilo que é certo. Ou se deveria estar de fato fazendo o que faz. Mas a dúvida não estará mais em sua mente, pois ele está decidido que ele irá meio que fazer o que for aparecendo. E aí, meus caros, bem-vindos de volta a Fallout 4 com Midrovar e Midrovoso. Esse é o rifle de assalto, arminha nova que eu consegui, bonitona, vou usá-la da melhor maneira que eu conseguir. Então bora continuar a missão. Tô sim.
Shouldn't we test it first?
Not with a single frequency code. The second you arrive and the Institute figures out which signal we hijacked, they'll change the code, and we're locked out. This is a one-shot deal. So what do you say? You ready to give it a try?
Let's do this.
All right. Head up onto the platform and we'll see if I can find a signal to lock onto.
Ai, caralho.
Refrain
The
from
device
opening
doesn't work
fire
from over
inside
there.
the
You have to
institute.
be on the
It
platform.
could jeopardize our entire mission.
Cala a boca. Vamos ficar quieto.
Let's
Chato
see.
pra caralho.
Relays dialed in. Beam emitters warmed up. Everything looks green. Let me start scanning for the signal. Cross your fingers. I'm inputting the code now. Wow,
Dr. Lee
there's
is
a
a
heck of a
valuable
lot of
asset.
interference and
If any
ghosting.
harm comes to
It's
Cala a
gonna take a minute
boca.
or two to
Holding
lock
you
in.
personally responsible.
By the way, this little trip you're taking is a heck of an opportunity to find out as much as we can about the Institute and what they're up to. I put a clever little program on this holotape that'll scan their network and download anything it finds. If you place it in any terminal
have
down
your
there,
assignment,
it'll do the
soldier.
rest.
Move
Bring
out.
it back to me and I'll see if I can make sense of whatever it found. Well, well, looks like we have a winner. RF wave capture complete. Ramping the emitter. 60%, 80%. Emitter spiking but steady.
You have your
All that's
assignment,
left is to
soldier.
throw the
out.
transmit
Te
switch.
odeio, cara.
Transmitting in 3, 2, 1. Stay safe, soldier.
Vou cair no meio do instituto, quer ver? O nível molecular. Estamos no instituto. Aí sim, hein? Eu acabei de desativar o retransmissor de emergência. Eu não imagino que isso seja uma boa ideia. Cara, eu imagino que aqui seja o lugar com as melhores tecnologias que existem, certo? Eu vou dar, de fato, o benefício da dúvida pro Instituto. Eu não sei, eu não peguei spoiler de Fallout.
I wondered if you might make it here. You're quite resourceful. I am known as Father. The Institute is under my guidance.
Ok.
I know why you're here. I'd like to discuss things with you face to face. Please, step into the elevator.
Eita, rapaz.
No use.
A gente tá em outro nível, hein? Caralho, esse lugar, velho. Caraca.
I can only imagine what you've heard, what you think of us. I'd like to show you that you may have the wrong impression.
Eu já imaginava isso desde o começo. Eles não são esse bicho de sete cabeças que todo mundo fala.
Welcome to the Institute.
Todo mundo tem uma visão muito do lado deles, né? De tudo, de todo mundo.
This is the reality of the Institute. This place, these people, the work we do. For over 100 years, we've dedicated ourselves to humanity's survival. Decades of research, countless experiments and trials, a shared vision of how science can help shape the future. It has never been easy, and our actions are often misinterpreted by those above ground. Someday, perhaps, we can show them what we've accomplished. But for now, we must remain underground. There's too much at stake here to risk it all. As you've seen, things above are unstable. I'd like to talk to you about what we can do for everyone.
Fogo bom de
But that
verdade.
can wait. You are here for a specific, very personal reason. You are here for your son.
Sei. Que eu não ligo, na verdade. Eita.
Sean?
Huh? Yes, I'm Sean.
Sean? Is that really you?
Who are you?
Sean, where is everyone?
Father, what's going on? What's happening?
Yes, it's me, your dad. I'm here, Sean.
What's going on? Father? Father!
What do you want me to do, Sean? What can I do?
I don't know you. Go away. Father! Father, help me! There's someone here, help me!
Sean, please, calm down. I'll get you out of there.
Father? Father, help me! He's trying to take me! Father? Father, help me!
É, complicado, meu amigo.
Sean. S923, recall code Cirrus.
Eita.
Fascinating, but disappointing. The child's responses were not at all what I anticipated. He's a prototype, you understand. We're only just now beginning to explore the effects of extreme emotional stimuli. Please try and keep an open mind. I recognize that you are emotional, and that your journey here has been fraught with challenges. Let's start anew. I am Father. Welcome to the Institute.
Father? That's your name, your title?
Father is my unofficial title. It's what I've come to mean to the people of the Institute, just as you mean to your son, to Sean.
Ok, tá. Respostas babacas.
Just help me understand what's going on here.
I promised answers, and answers you shall have. But I need you to realize that this situation is far more complicated than you could have imagined.
Try me,
You
bitch.
have traveled very far, and suffered a great deal to find your son. Well, your tenacity and dedication have been It's good to finally meet you, after all this time.
Ok, cadê a legenda? Ah, tudo
It's
bem.
me. I am Sean.
What?
Your son.
Que? Não tem como não.
How is that even possible?
I know this is a lot to take in. In the vault, you had no concept of the passage of time. You were released from your pod and went searching for the son you'd lost. But then you learned that your son was no longer an infant, but a 10-year-old boy. You believed that 10 years had passed. Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years? That is the reality. And here I am, raised by the Institute, and now its leader.
Tá.
But why? Why take a child? Why take you?
Ah, now that's the question, isn't it? Why me? At that time, the year 2227, the Institute had made great strides in synth production. But it was never enough. Scientific curiosity and the goal of perfection drove them ever onward. What they wanted was the perfect machine. So they followed the best example thus far. The human being. Walking, talking, fully articulate, capable of anything.
Human synths? Really?
Human-like synths. A great distinction. The Institute endeavored to create synthetic organics. The most logical starting point, of course, was human DNA. Plenty of that was available, of course. But it had all become corrupted. In this wasteland, radiation affected everyone.
E uma
Even
criança,
in their
né?
attempts to shield themselves from the world above, members of the Institute had been exposed. Another source was necessary. But then the Institute found me after discovering records from Vault 111. An infant, frozen in time, protected from the radiation-induced mutations
Mas por que mataram
that
a...
had crept into every other human cell in the Commonwealth. I was exactly what they needed. And so it was my DNA that became the basis of the synthetic organics used to create every human-like synth you see today. I am their father. Through science, we are family. The synths, me, and you.
Os sintéticos são meus parentes.
And you've been down here the whole time?
I have. Yes. I know you must have questions. Please. Anything I can do to help you understand.
Kellogg. He worked for you?
Kellogg. He was an Institute asset long before I arrived here. It wasn't until I became director that I learned of all the things he'd done. What kind of man he was.
You knew the man was a psychopath, but you used him anyway?
I don't expect you to understand
Ah,
or
falhei.
agree with the decision. The Institute took advantage of Kellogg's vicious nature. I will freely admit that. Institute technology prolonged his life, and his usefulness far beyond any normal human lifespan. He never failed the Institute, but his cruelty became more apparent with every completed objective. I won't lie. It's no coincidence your path crossed his. It seemed a fitting way to allow you, us, to have some amount of revenge. What else can I say to ease your mind?
Your mother. She never got to see you grow up?
Yes. What happened to her was... I've gone over the records of the incident, of course. It seems her death was an unfortunate bit of collateral damage.
Olha, eu não sei não, viu?
Collateral damage? Is that all she was to you?
I forget that it's been such a short time for you. I don't have any direct memories. And I've had my entire life to cope with the loss. Has it always been easy? Of course not. But I've done my best to move on and live my life. For many years, I never questioned who my parents were. I accepted my situation, and that was that. With old age comes regret. And asking what if more often. But what matters now is that you and I have a chance to begin again. What else can I say to ease your mind?
So you're in charge of the Institute?
I am the acting director, yes. I spent decades working to reach this point. It's a responsibility I take very seriously. The Institute. It's important. It really is humanity's best hope for the future, no matter what those above ground might think of us.
But, director? Why you?
I was the most qualified for the position. Obviously.
Toma cuidado, cara. Não dá pra
I've lived
confiar em
my
tudo que ele
life within
fala.
these walls. Dedicated to science like every other member of the Institute. My hard work has paid off. Ultimately, the Commonwealth has nothing to fear from us. Whatever you've seen or heard, I know I can convince you of that. Just give me time. I know there's more for us to discuss. But the Institute is on the verge of some important breakthroughs. Your presence would be appreciated as we approach them. I've been a part of something amazing here. I've helped to build a life for myself and the people of the Institute. And now,
After all these years, you have an opportunity to help with that. Doesn't that intrigue you? Isn't that what you want?
You want me to stay here? In the Institute?
Yes, that is what I propose. Is it so hard to imagine? The Institute can provide a better life than anything above ground. You've been in the Commonwealth. You've seen what it's like. I assure you that you are better off with us.
Complicado, hein, cara? Vou dar um F5 aqui.
How can you say that? How can you be so dismissive of all those people? Everything they've done?
Because it is the simple truth. And I believe you know it too. I simply ask that you give the Institute, me, a chance. A chance to show you what I've been telling you. We really do have humanity's best interest at heart. Will you take that chance?
Are you sure you want this?
Yes, I am. It would benefit us both.
Falei que o Instituto não era essas coisas, mas não dá pra ter certeza, né?
All right.
Thank you. The Institute is now your home, as much as it is mine. Please take some time, get to know it. Meet the people you'll be working with. You'll want to introduce yourself to the division heads. Dr. Fillmore in Facilities, Dr. Ayo in SRB, Dr. Holdren in Bioscience, and finally Dr. Lee in Advanced Systems.
Oh.
They've all been notified of your arrival, of course. Meet them, and then we'll discuss what comes next.
Sean, about this synth.
You mean the child? It's a fascinating project, really. There are issues to be solved, of course, but we've made remarkable progress.
It seems like a strange choice. On more than one level.
I can understand how it might seem that way. It is something new. I'll make sure it's brought back online in the near future. You'll have but I'll admit I'm curious. As a parent looking for a child, looking for the younger version of me. What do you think? Do you think you could love him? Like you would a real boy?
Seriously? You really believe a human could love a synth?
That's a difficult question. I suppose it depends on how closely we've managed to mimic human behavior and emotions. Yours is a unique position. You may be the only one. I wouldn't claim to know everything you're feeling, but if in some small way the boy's presence can help, I hope you'll keep...
Caralho, o filho dele é...
Sean.
Perhaps someday our synths can reclaim the Commonwealth. I couldn't be more proud of what we've achieved. This truly is a wonderful place, isn't it?
Caraca, olha esse lugar, velho.
Broken.
É, quebrado não tá, né? Mas...
Let your surroundings be a reminder of what science and willpower can accomplish.
Uma câmera não danificada, uma pasta. Caraca, eu não sei nem por onde começar aqui, cara. Eu tô perdidaço. Nossa, olha.
Sean.
Tá, vamos lá. Vamos conhecer esse instituto. Tô todo sujo aqui, né? Todo fudido. O pessoal todo limpinho aqui. Caraca, ok. Eu não sei onde eu estou. Estou decorando o lugar e conhecendo. Um Steam Pack. Eles usam Steam Packs também. Massa de cigarro. Caraca. Posso vender essas coisas tudo lá fora. Esse lugar branco, cara, dá um negócio assim. É muito contraste com Fallout 4. Mas com certeza eu vou decepcionar algumas pessoas, viu?
It's an honor to have you here, sir.
Um sintético, né?
not see the grime and dust.
Hi.
Don't make
Nothing
excuses.
to report,
You're
sir.
clearly defective.
Excuse me,
sir.
doctor.
You know what happens when people get robots to do all their work? They get fat and lazy, that's what. Real people doing real thinking and real work. That's the future I want.
If that's how you feel, why not leave?
Because we could do so much more. But no, everyone is obsessed with these damn synths. It's wasted potential. That's what it is. In any case, I suppose I should say, welcome. Perhaps a fresh perspective will do some good around here.
Nossa, ele tá bem mal-humorado, hein?
Hey, pal.
Hello.
Cara, que eu quero falar com a doutora Lee.
Is there a problem?
Hi.
Suspicious?
Welcome to the...
Deixa eu ver um negócio rapidão. Cadê o maluco lá? Eu não vou fazer isso aqui, cara.
What do you mean by suspicious?
I mean, like dodging my questions.
No, nothing to report, sir. If I see something, I'll be sure to come right to you.
You do that. I'd hate to find your name on a repurposed list. Be on the lookout for unusual synth behavior.
I wish you could have known Father as we have.
Ué, eu já conheço o cara, velho. De boa, hein? Nossa, onde que eu tô? Estou perdido. Nossa, onde eu tô? O que é um apartamento? O que é isso? Tô roubando cigarro. Ok, esses são quartos, não é isso que eu quero. Preciso conhecer os chefes dos apartamentos. Tem um lá. Nossa, olha isso. Olha o tamanho deste fucking lugar. Eu tô dando volta, né?
I've heard stories. The surface sure sounds scary.
Tá, vai pra cá então. Deixa eu ver aqui. Caraca, eu só quero sair daqui, velho. Eu não acho a saída. Ali. Queria achar uma maneira de ir lá pra...
Almost done. Just need to tighten up this primary drive servo.
That's the third primary drive breakdown this month. As far as I'm concerned, the phase-out on these older models can't come soon enough.
Oh, I don't know. Most of them have lasted long past their projected lifespans. If you ask me, they were built pretty well.
Hi,
There
Doc.
you go.
They weren't
All
kidding.
set.
You really
Unit,
are
you can
here.
return
Sim,
to...
claro que eu estou.
I'm Allie Fillmore. You can think of me as the Institute's chief engineer. When Father told us about you, I could hardly believe it. You've been through so much, I think most people would have just given up. If you don't mind my asking, what was it that kept you going all that time?
What makes you ask? I'm a complete stranger to you.
I suppose when I heard your story, well, I felt sorry for you. You've suffered more tragedy than any one person deserves. Your whole world is gone. I'm sorry. I know that was a very personal question. Now, I'll give you a quick rundown of the Facilities Division, and then I'll answer any questions you might have afterward. As you might guess, we keep the Institute's mechanical and electrical systems running smoothly. We maintain and upgrade all of the systems that make it possible to live and work in a place like this. There's a lot of machinery behind these walls that recycles the air and water and provides power to the laboratories and quarters. The work we do might not be as exciting as some of the other departments, but it's at least as important. So, now that you're here and you've spoken to Father, does that mean you're on board?
On board with what?
The Institute, of course. Sean implied you operated on a level, if not equal, then at least similar to the rest of us. Curious. If there's anything else you'd like to know about the Facilities Division, I'm happy to discuss.
Todo mundo tá de boinha.
Who built this place, originally? Has it been here long?
The construction of the Institute is the work of generations of scientists. The original survivors of the war, our progenitors, took refuge in the basement of the old Commonwealth Institute of Technology. Over time, their sons and daughters dug deeper into the earth and built increasingly sophisticated habitats and laboratories. It's a process that's still going on today. Even now, we're digging out tunnels for new facilities and infrastructure. Just think what this place will look like 100 years from now. I hope I'm there to see it.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks again.
Of course. We're all looking forward to working with you.
Rapaz. Olha esse lugar, cara, na moral.
It must make you proud to see all that Father has done, all that he has built.
Cara, esse lugar, velho. Biociência. Eu preciso achar o soro pro mutante lá, cara. Pro cara. Preciso muito. Eu vou salvar ele, certeza. E, cara, como eu odeio aquele dono da porra da Irmandade. Eu vou ver se eu mato aquele cara em algum momento desse jogo.
I've been reviewing Father's plans to expand.
Hey, Doc. I wonder how the Warwick family is doing.
So good to have you here.
Young Wally must be close to 10 years old by now.
Head of the bioscience unit.
Remarkable that any child can survive for so long up there, don't you think?
It's truly amazing.
Like what?
I was just about to explain that. As the name implies, the bioscience division specializes in fields of study such as botany, genetics, and medicine. Our most important directive is to ensure the health and well-being of everyone in the Institute. To that end, we cultivate highly specialized breeds of flora for use in food and medicine. We've even started to explore the idea of synthetic animal life. You probably saw the gorillas. They're really just a pet project at this point, but the potential is exciting nonetheless.
The gorillas are synths too?
They are indeed. Judging by your reaction, we've done a good job making them seem lifelike. The initiative is still in its early stages, but the prospects are very exciting. I'm sure I've taken up enough of your time as it is, but I have to ask, have you decided whether you'll join us?
I'm an outsider. Would there even be a place for me here?
Even if science isn't your passion, there are plenty of ways to contribute. Our projects sometimes require an agent who can work on the surface to observe and gather information. From what I've heard, you are both fearless and resourceful. I think you'd be... In any case,
sou o gorila fortão pra você mandar pra fora, né?
Or if you prefer, I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
You mentioned medical care. I might need that from time to time.
In that case, you'll want to introduce yourself to Dr. Dean Volkert. He's our top biologist and also serves as the Institute's resident physician. Dr. Volkert works in the infirmary. Just pay him a visit whenever you need to. You won't find better medical care anywhere else in the Commonwealth. I'll promise you that.
Tá, eu preciso falar agora com essa tia, então. Eu preciso muito achar a cura, muito achar o soro. Eu me sinto mal. O cara é tão inteligente, me ajudou de bom grado lá. E ele é um gênio, né, velho? Além de tudo. Aqui pra lá, né? Sistemas avançados. Então é no outro.
You're here. Glad you made it.
You know the protocol, sir. Authorized personnel only.
So Dr. Ayo thinks he can hide in his office, does he? Well, you can tell him that I intend to speak to Father about this.
No visible reaction.
Onde que ficaria a enfermaria, viu? Deixa eu dar uma olhada aqui. Isso aqui fala. Comida.
I wouldn't be here.
Não sei.
Not for your son.
Relógio. Aqui, ó. Oh, Dean Volkert.
There.
I hope I'll prove a
Once
useful
settled
test
in,
subject for
I'll
you,
want
Doctor.
to do a physical and get a file going on you. No hurry, though.
He mentioned something about studying and then settling.
You're the doctor here?
Everyone's a doctor here. But if you mean physician, then yes, I'm about as close as we've got to one. How about you take some time to get comfortable, learn the lay. In the meantime, we'll do that checkup when you're... Take care of yourself.
Your presence here is a great gift. Not just to Father, but
Dean,
to all of us.
Take good care of yourself, and you won't have to see too much of me.
Com quem que eu vou precisar falar, viu? Advanced Systems. Center Retention. Bem, vou continuar a missão, vai. Sistemas avançados do Instituto. Eita. Armas.
What is she even testing?
That's it.
I wish I had more time to spend with Quentin, but I can't be in two places at once.
Not everything
been
you've
able to
heard
crack
about
that
the
one
Institute
down.
is true. Give us a chance. I used to work exclusively on the synth projects. Lately,
that was
Child
productive.
synth prototype may
Excuse me,
truly
Doctor.
be the key to our future.
Oh, hi there.
Hmm.
Sorry if I seem distracted. I memorized 5 sets of design schematics and now I'm doing detailed mental comparisons.
What kinds of blueprints?
Mostly components for a new plasma pistol concept I've been toying with. High energy weapons are sort of a hobby of mine. Anyway, I'm glad you're here. I just wanted to say how much I admire Father. I really hope you'll see.
Tá, ok, caguei. Ô, rapaz. Então, né? Larará. Tudo meu. Larará. A doutora ali tá aqui?
Oh, it's you. You're not authorized to be here.
Here we go again.
Authorized to be where? What is this
Where are you
place?
going? I thought you wanted to talk.
This is going to set us back by days, maybe more.
Moça, para de bugar.
Excuse me, Dr. Lee?
Oh, it's you.
Hmm.
You're not authorized to be here.
Authorized to be where? What is this place?
You're standing in the Advanced Systems Division, and you are not a part of my staff.
Rapaz, minha filha.
If you want a tour of the place, why don't you ask Father, seeing that he's apparently given you the keys to the castle? Now, can I get back to work?
Quentin is mostly self-sufficient, but it's the third night in a row.
Say no more.
What are you working on?
There's no getting rid of you, is there?
No.
You're obviously here for a reason, and you've already spoiled my experiment, so you might as well spit it out.
Que grossa.
You're the scientist. Why do you think I'm here?
Well, let's see. A Brotherhood of Steel airship arrives in the Commonwealth. You find a way to intercept our teleport signal, and now you show up at my door. I knew it was just a matter of time before your people would track me down. I've been looking over my shoulder for almost a decade, waiting for them to send someone like you to kill me.
Why would we want you dead?
I did some pretty sensitive work for the Brotherhood of Steel. Even though Lyons let me go, there were a few others in the ranks that thought I knew too much. That's why I came to the Institute. It was the only place that I thought I'd be out of the Brotherhood's reach and still be able to do my research.
Relaxa.
Since Father trusts you, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Relaxa que eu não quero
I
nada
might not
contigo,
agree
não.
with everything he says, but I know he'd never allow harm to come my way. Say what you came here to say, and then leave me alone.
Are you happy here?
You'd think being surrounded by cutting-edge laboratory equipment and some of the greatest minds the world's ever known would be enough. Only problem is the lack of transparency. I don't think we get the full story on everything that occurs down here. What does that have to do with why we're talking?
The Brotherhood needs your help, Doctor.
Needs my help. Why? They seemed to have everything under control when I left.
Did you abandon any projects you wanted to complete?
You should know better than to ask me that. If they didn't tell you what I was working on, they didn't want you to know.
Concordo.
I'm certainly not going to put my neck on the line and spread their dirty little secrets. Tell me something. Why would I possibly want to come crawling back to the Brotherhood? What reason would I have to throw away everything I've accomplished here?
I was just told to get you to come back.
The Brotherhood wants me back, and the best they can do is send a robot that does nothing but follow orders. Sorry, but you're going to have to do a lot better than that.
Father trusts me, and so should you.
You're wasting your breath. I'm a scientist, not a soldier.
Concordo,
The
não
Brotherhood
quero.
desired my creations in order to destroy, to take control. I'm not interested in returning to that way of life.
I wish there was something I could say that would convince you.
You're wasting your breath. The Brotherhood... I'm not interested.
I give up. What would it take to convince you?
All right, I'll play your game.
Hmm.
I had a colleague down here, a Dr. Virgil. Several months ago, there was an accident in his lab, and he was killed.
Hmm.
I wanted to help with the investigation, but Father had the laboratory sealed, saying that it was contaminated. The incident never sat right with me. The more I asked about it, the more I felt like Father was deflecting my questions. If you bring me solid information on what killed him, I'll take it as a favor from the Brotherhood and consider your offer. Do we have a deal?
Ah, o Virgil tá vivo, né?
I know this may come as a shock, but Dr. Virgil is still alive. I met him myself.
Oh, please. Do you really think a cheap tactic like that is going to work on someone like me?
Então.
Stop trying to avoid the legwork by lying. Either you get me the evidence, or we have nothing else to talk about. Deal?
Are there any other options?
That's my offer. Take it?
Deixa eu dar F5 aqui.
No.
Then we have nothing more to say. Now, if you'll please get out. Now, for the sake, I've been told to install a courser chip in it for you. You're to be given full access, with the ability to relay.
Peraí, deixa eu carregar então. Dá pra salvar no meio das conversas, então eu volto com as opções, caso eu tenha feito bosta.
Deal.
All right. Dr. Virgil's lab was in the Biosciences Division. I can give you a code that will get you into the section, but the lab itself has been sealed, so you'll have to breach it on your own. I'd tell you to be quiet about it, but your Brotherhood and discretion isn't exactly your strong suit. And finally, if you get caught, we never had this conversation. Now, for the sake of keeping up appearances, let me see that Pip-Boy of yours. I've been told to install a courser chip in it for you. Father's orders. You're to be given full access, with the ability to relay in and out of the Institute at will.
A courser chip? What's it do?
The same thing it does for our coursers. Creates a link to the relay that allows them, and now you, to get in and out at will. In case the significance is lost on you, you'll be the only one here with that kind of access. If nothing else, it should demonstrate the amount of trust Father has placed in you. Speaking of, I trust our discussion will remain between the two of us.
Relaxa, minha filha. Se bem que eu não quero fazer isso. Eu tô cagando pra Irmandade.
Dr. Lee.
I thought I was clear. Bring me the...
Uh-huh. What sort of evidence?
If I knew that, I would look for Virgil's notes or his... Now get to it.
Tá bom, essa é a quest do... Aqui tem as provas. No Instituto, conheço os líderes. Quem que falta agora? Falta o último. Rapaz, eu tô muito do lado do Instituto, cara. Eu gosto dos cientistas em todo cenário pós-apocalíptico. Eu sou a favor dos caras inteligentes. Por exemplo, no Vikings eu sou muito fã do amigo do Ragnar lá, o Loki. Que é inteligente, maluco. Eu acho legal. Não gosto dos brucutu. E a Irmandade é meio brucutu e ignorante, aí é foda. Aí é foda. Mas estamos aí do lado dos inteligentes, dos nerds, né? Eu quero olhar aqui, o que nós temos aqui. Tanto de item que eu posso quebrar, velho. Cara, tem acesso completo a tudo. Que escroto. Cara, que babaca isso aqui, nossa. Tem um full motherfucker no acesso. Fala comigo, moço.
If the robotics division was a little more careful, we wouldn't have synths trying to escape.
Excuse me, Doctor.
So, here you are.
Here I am.
Neo, Acting Director of the Synth Retention Bureau. I'll be upfront with you. We're going to be keeping a close eye on you for the near future. Despite your relation to Father, you're a bit of an unknown quantity. I'm sure you understand. There won't be any issues, will there?
Why? Don't you trust me?
I'll be honest. You're an outsider. The first outsider to be allowed access to the Institute in quite a long time, in fact. There's little precedent for this situation, so it's only natural to take extra precautions. It's nothing personal, I assure you. Now, Father has asked that I provide you with a brief overview of the Synth Retention Bureau. Our primary responsibility is the recovery of escaped synths,
that are hiding among the human population on the surface.
Why would synths want to escape?
Synths do not want. They might look like human beings, but they're machines. As to why they're escaping? That matter is currently under investigation.
Então, eu acho que eles têm sentimentos, né?
The Courser, a third-generation synth assigned to operate on the surface. Coursers hunt down and reclaim synths that have escaped the Institute. They are highly self-sufficient, trained in combat, infiltration, and tracking. But I gather you know all this, since you've encountered one already. In fact, I'd very much like to know how you defeated it.
Why does it matter?
If there is some defect in Courser combat programming, then I suppose I'll have to ask robotics to perform detailed diagnostics on the entire production run. Now, unless you need something else, I'll get back to work.
If you're the acting head of the SRB, who are you filling in for?
Dr. Zimmer holds that position. He's supervising the retrieval of some of the more high-profile units. In his absence, I keep...
Justin.
Yes, what is it?
I'd like to know more about the synth reclamation process.
Fine. Once a Courser has located a rogue synth, it uses that synth's recall code to wipe its memories and render it inert. We then begin the delicate process of restoring the neural pathways to their original configuration. In those cases where the procedure is successful, the synth returns to duty with no memory of its time on the surface. All too often, we're unable to...
Dr. Watson?
Então, e aí? O Instituto. Use o holodisco de varredura de rede. Eu não quero fazer essa missão.
Can be a little obsessive when it comes to rules and policies.
Eita, que aqui é meio merda o lugar, hein? Então, eu não tenho... A única missão que eu tenho é a da própria Irmandade de Aço. O que me faz me perguntar se eu não deveria ter feito, cara. Com a ferrovia. Faz me perguntar.
Everyone's excited about the new synth project.
Vamos lá pra cima, né? Porra, eu não quero. É isso que eu quero. Não quero fazer a varredura de rede. É isso que eu quero fazer. Essa missão que eu quero. Criar armas melhores. Isso eu queria. Tenho pistolas do Instituto já, cara. E armas alienígenas, aliás. Eu tô literalmente voltando pra aquela parte lá de cima. E aí? Cara, deixa eu fazer uma coisa antes. Dar um save normal. Vamos ver se eu vou fazer merda aqui. Tá. Como é que eu rejeto o disco? Ah, tá, carregaram o disco. cara. Eu não sei se é isso que eu deveria ter feito. O que mais que eu posso colocar?
Nitera Aslan, Brotherhood of Steel, Recon Team 429 Alpha, serial number 3431. It's been 3 hours since I set my distress pulsar. There's been no word from the Paladin or Ferris.
E aí?
Oopsie.
Fale com o pai. Tô sabendo dessa história aí. Essa grande fera. Cara, eu tô confuso. Tipo assim, eu tive que fazer a missão pelo jeito. Tive que fazer a varredura. Mas e aí? Tipo... E agora? Eu posso escolher pra quem que eu entrego esses dados? Eu não quero destruir o Instituto. Eu sou obrigado a seguir a linha de quest da Irmandade? Eu acho que eu discordo, viu? Eu não vou ser a favor da invasão do Instituto. Paciência, né? Paciência, paciência, paciência.
Good to see you.
Vou subir aqui, né? Ok. Ué? Ah, tá. Essa é a sala do diretor. Aí.
Now that you've had a chance to see the Institute firsthand, what do you think?
Ah, curti, achei legal.
First things first. How do I get back to the surface?
The same way you got in, of course. You are not a prisoner here. You may come and go as you please. Ultimately, all our knowledge and resources are focused on a single goal. The goal is best summarized by our motto: mankind, redefined. Unfortunately, no advancement comes without occasional setbacks. As remarkable as our synths are, they can be dangerous without proper supervision. The superior synth mind and body attempting to wrestle with something approaching free will can be a recipe for chaos.
What do you mean by proper supervision?
I mean that while they are here in the Institute, fulfilling the purpose for which they were designed, our synths perform admirably. As you're about to see, however, they can become unpredictable when set loose. A rogue synth has taken over the Raider gang at Libertalia. His memories have been erased, and his identity altered. He believes he's a man named Gabriel. Under his leadership, the Raiders have taken many innocent lives. I've dispatched a courser to Libertalia. I'd like you to join him and reclaim that synth.
Who erased his memories? And why?
Those idealistic radicals who call themselves the Railroad are behind me.
Ay, caray.
We'll deal with them in time. But right now, the priority is to reclaim that synth before more harm is done. Now you should get moving. Many people are in danger, and a delay.
Son.
You should get going. There's no time to waste. I couldn't be more proud of what we've achieved. Perhaps someday our synths can reclaim the Commonwealth.
Ah, complicado, né? Complicado. Eu não sei mais nada. Retenção. Eu vou tentar fazer isso aqui, ó, pra convencer ela. Eu não sei se eu entrego o disco. Porque, tipo assim... Ah, puta, complicado. Isso já envolve eu escolher um final, né? Meio que, né? A linha de quest que eu seguir em frente vai ser a que eu vou acabar escolhendo aí. Eu sempre termino o vídeo agachado, acho engraçado. Então é isso, espero que tenham gostado. Vejo vocês no próximo vídeo. Comenta aqui embaixo que tipo de final que seria legal eu pegar, porque eu tô muito confuso, cara. Não sei se eu pego o Instituto, não sei se a Irmandade eu consigo destronar aquele safado lá e tá no lugar deles e mudar o foco da Irmandade pra não ser tão pau no cu, mas enfim, não sei, né? Não tenho certeza. Então é isso, fico por aqui, espero que tenham gostado. Vejo vocês no próximo vídeo. Falou e tchau!